Wilson was oddly silent, but complicit. All right, why was she complicit? Because, well, she knew she was getting a signature shoe for 2 years, and she let Caitlin Clark take all that hate.
Looks like Aya Wilson just got caught slipping while she's out here acting like she's all about love and light. Word on the street is that she's secretly upset about Caitlin Clark's new Nike deal, and honestly, who could blame her? Caitlin showed up to the WNBA and took over before Wilson even had a chance to react. But instead of congratulating her, Aya's allegedly been throwing shade behind the scenes. Let's get into the drama, because this tea is seriously hot.
And these WNBA fans that did not want to see Caitlin Clark come in and do what she did, which was dominate the league. Led the league in assists as a rookie. After the season, I think I counted she broke something in the neighborhood of 63 records last year. Either rookie records or just flat records by anybody, not even a rookie. And all these fans have been mad. And all the while, A'ja Wilson sat back and was just plenty happy to play the victim. She could have come out and made some kind of a statement that would have called off the dogs. Nah, she didn't do it.
As we all know, Aya Wilson has officially released her new Nike signature shoe. Congratulations, right? But hold up, here's where things start to get a little shady. Remember a few months ago when people were asking, why is Caitlin Clark getting a Nike shoe? What about Aya Wilson? Yeah, folks were losing it, acting like Nike was disrespecting Aya by even considering giving Caitlin her own sneaker. Fans were furious, calling it favoritism, calling it unfair, and basically painting Caitlin Clark as the villain of the WNBA.
This is my favorite thing of all. So let's take a listen to this. Nike actually put this one out after the fact.
You want to know what I'm selling? Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. I know you want a tee.
Okay.
Nike.com.
They re-recorded it. Like, that's not even, I mean that. That's like, listen to it.
But now, with this new shoe drop, we find out that Aya has actually known about her own Nike deal for 2 whole years. 2 years. That means when the internet was going wild, when people were tearing Caitlin down, and when fans were shouting that Caitlin was getting something she didn't deserve, Aya Wilson stayed silent. She even acted like she didn't know what her own design was going to look like.
The backlash on this was quite significant. Everybody was calling out, why are you not marketing your most marketable player? And I cannot disagree, because Nike, why? Your stock is going down. Do you realize that Caitlin Clark's jersey sold out right after she was drafted, with an increase in over 1,000% reported for the Indiana Fever?
Oh, but it gets worse, because Aya didn't just stay quiet. She let it all happen. This wasn't some, oh, I didn't know situation. She was fully aware that her own deal was already secured. Yet she stood by while her fans went wild, attacking Caitlin Clark for months. Caitlin was just out here trying to survive her rookie year in the WNBA, dealing with excessive fouls, unnecessary drama, and the league seemingly turning its back on her. Meanwhile, Aya was chilling, watching the internet roast Caitlin, all while knowing she was actually getting her shoe first.
The press tour has officially took off running. We got A'ja Wilson talking about, oh, I've been waiting 2 years for this. Wait, 2 years for this? 2 years for this. 2025, 2023. CC's announced in 2024. Delayed, not denied in 2024. Backlash all 2024. I've been waiting 2 years for this. And then we got Cheryl Swoops. There it is. Swoops. There it is. Cheryl Swoops couldn't help but embarrass herself. Oh.
Now I have to ask, if you already know you're getting your flowers, why let people think you're being left out? Why allow them to create drama over something that was never even an issue? She could have easily spoken up and said, hey y'all, don't worry, I've got something coming too. But nope, she stayed silent. And now, the same people who were dragging Nike for giving Caitlin a shoe are suddenly acting like they never said a thing.
because Cheryl Swoops made news. Now, she made news last week when she sat up there and was applauding Indiana Fever players, but then forgot to mention Caitlin Clark. She jumped all in my ass because I sat up there and said, hey, how you going to ignore Caitlin Clark? You know what she brings to the table. How you just going to ignore her? That's not an accident. Cheryl Swoops is a champion.
But let's talk about the bigger picture here, because this isn't just about sneakers. It's about how Caitlin Clark has been treated since the moment she stepped into the WNBA. From day one, the league and certain players have acted like she's the enemy, as if she hasn't earned her place.
And why?
Because she's popular? Because she brought in millions of new fans? Because Nike saw an opportunity to capitalize on her record-breaking career? Listen, Caitlin didn't steal anyone's spot. Nike doesn't just hand out signature shoe deals. You have to earn that. And whether people like it or not, Caitlin Clark is box office. She's bringing in record ratings, filling arenas, and expanding the game. That's exactly what companies like Nike look for. But instead of celebrating both women, fans ended up pitting them against each other. And Aya let it happen.
How could they give Caitlin a shoe before they give Asia one? Oh, how could they do this? How could they treat Asia like this? Two-time MVP at the time, this before she even won the damn third one. They is wrong for doing this. You want to know?
So Aya Wilson stayed quiet. She let her fans go after Caitlin Clark, calling her privileged and attacking her nonstop. She could have stepped in, could have said something to calm everything down, but no, she let it play out. And that silence? It speaks volumes. It shows just how toxic some of these players can be toward Caitlin. The girl is getting harassed simply for existing, and the so-called faces of the league are just standing by and watching. But this goes beyond Aya Wilson. Look at Nike. They didn't even include Caitlin in their original commercial. The biggest name in women's basketball right now, the very reason the WNBA is seeing record-breaking numbers, and they left her out. Then, at the last minute, they had to add a voiceover just to make it seem like she'd been part of it all along.
It is not looking good for Nike yet again, dog. I don't even know how many videos I'm going to make today about Nike, but it looked like Nike is definitely the star of the damn weekend. All started with the Super Bowl commercial, them snubbing Caitlin, them putting Caitlin in, them fixing the damn commercial, them dropping Asia's shoe. Now, come to find out, Asia Wilson has single-handedly killed the WNBA media credibility forever. Yes. Oh, my goodness. These women was lying. Oh, God almighty. They made such a big deal over Caitlin Clark getting a shoe deal over Asia. Oh, I remember it like...
That wasn't an accident. That was a choice. So, how does this happen? How does the player who's revolutionized the league, who's brought in millions of new fans, just get ignored like that? Because the WNBA has a problem. They don't want to embrace Caitlin Clark the way they should. Instead of celebrating her, they tolerate her. Instead of uplifting her, they let others tear her down. The message is clear. You're good for business, but don't expect us to protect you.
You got the MAGA Barbie. Look, this is going to be good and bad for the Fever. And this is going to be good and bad for CC. Because if CC can't get a ring with the super Avengers that Kathy and the Indiana Fever has assembled, then...
And Aya Wilson's silence just adds to it. It's not about her personally attacking Caitlin. She doesn't have to. She just sits back and watches while everyone else does it for her. Because if the situation were reversed, if Caitlin's fans were going after Aya like this, you better believe there'd be outrage. Think pieces, tweets, ESPN segments calling it out. But since it's Caitlin, crickets. This isn't just a Caitlin Clark issue. It's a WNBA culture issue. Instead of rallying around the biggest star they've ever had, they act like she's a problem.
And why?
Because she's too popular, because she's outshining the veterans, because she's white. Let's be real. Race is playing a part here. The way people talk about Caitlin's success, as if she didn't earn it, as if it was handed to her, is ridiculous. They act like she didn't drop 30 a game, break records, and carry women's basketball to new heights. But hey, keep pretending she's not that big of a deal. Keep letting her get attacked. Keep leaving her out of commercials. It's not hurting her, it's hurting the league. Because at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie. The views don't lie. The jersey sales don't lie. Caitlin Clark is the biggest thing to ever happen to the WNBA, and the way she's being treated? It's embarrassing.
Do you have any ideas what you would want your future sneaker to look like?
I think the biggest thing for me is just I would love a low top shoe. I play in a low top shoe, so that's something that I would love to have carry over, and something that looks good. That's so key to me. Like, I know.
So y'all can record this, you cannot record it, but the biggest thing I want everybody to hear me say right now, it's about fucking time.
Yeah. Aya Wilson is out here celebrating her signature shoe, but she might not even realize she's just exposed herself in the process. She's soaking up the moment, flexing the first ever Jordan brand women's signature sneaker, and rightfully so. It's a huge deal. But what she may not see is how her excitement only highlights the double standard in the WNBA. While she's getting all the praise, we all know what would have happened if Caitlin Clark had landed a major shoe deal first. The same people hyping Aya would have suddenly found a reason to downplay it. And right on cue, here comes Sheryl Swoopes, one of the first to congratulate Aya. The same Sheryl Swoopes who hasn't missed a single opportunity to throw shade at Caitlin Clark. The moment Caitlin started lighting up the WNBA, Sheryl had to jump in, making comments that conveniently questioned Caitlin's success.
I feel so lucky to be a part of the Nike basketball family for more than 30 years now. And I love to see how the brand continues to champion women's basketball and athletes who play it. I didn't text Asia. I didn't call Asia. I'm talking like you're not here right now.
It's not shocking, though. This is the same woman who is nowhere to be found when other white players enter the league, but suddenly Caitlin Clark's presence becomes some kind of issue. And now, when Aya Wilson gets her flowers, Sheryl is front and center, cheering her on like the best teammate ever. The hypocrisy is insane. Nobody is saying Aya doesn't deserve her moment. She absolutely does. She's dominated the league, won multiple MVPs, and is arguably the best player in the world. But it's the selective support that stands out. When it benefits the right people, it's all celebration and unity. But when Caitlin Clark achieves something great, the energy completely shifts. Swoopes and others suddenly turn into gatekeepers, making sure Caitlin never gets too much credit. It's wild how Swoopes, who was once a trailblazer herself, can't see the bigger picture. Instead of acknowledging that Caitlin's success is good for everyone, she's been more focused on making sure people know Caitlin isn't that special.
If we say her stats are today, what? 20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
That's
crazy.
5.6
turnovers.
Those are hell of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not dominating.
But, yeah, it's only not dominating because she's a rookie.
Now, if
she's putting up numbers like Asia right now, would she be dominating?
Yes.
So it's
The truth is, Caitlin Clark's impact is undeniable, and it's eating certain people alive. They can't stand that she's getting attention. They can't stand that she's seen as a superstar, and they definitely can't stand that she proves them wrong every time she steps on the court. Aya Wilson should absolutely enjoy her moment. She's earned it. But we can't ignore the fact that the same people hyping her up are the ones who've made it their mission to downplay Caitlin Clark at every turn. And as for Sheryl Swoopes, at this point, it's clear she'll always find time to support some players while tearing others down.
She averaged 31.6, 7.4 rebounds, 9 assists, right? Did anyone expect her to do that in WNBA?
Those three? No.
Right? So she didn't do that.
No.
Aya Wilson, you absolutely deserve your Nike signature shoe. No question about it. You're a 2-time MVP, a champion, and the face of the Aces. But let's talk about how you stood by while Caitlin Clark got dragged for no reason. Fever fans remember, everyone remembers, the unnecessary criticism, the coded comments, and the silence from top players who could have shut it down, including you. And now karma is looming. Look at the Aces. Barely any players left. Depth is shaky at best. And what's the first reaction from your fans? Blame the Fever. It's a pattern.
If we say her stats are today, what?
20 points,
8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
That's crazy. Is that
5.6
dominant?
Those are
turnovers,
hell of a
too.
number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
rookie.
But to me, that's not
Period.
dominating.
Yeah, it's only not dominating because she's a rookie.
Now,
If
okay,
No.
yeah,
so
because if she's putting up numbers like Asia right now, would she be dominating?
yes.
So it's a
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is still under the microscope, still facing unfair treatment, and still receiving little to no public support from certain superstars. Imagine the outrage if the roles were reversed. If Aya Wilson were the one taking hard fouls every game, getting disrespected in interviews, and facing backlash for things outside of basketball, the response would be completely different. People would be rallying behind her. But Clark?
She's just supposed to take it.
Fever fans don't forget.
Forget Sid! They went up and snatched Sid Colson from the Aces. She is 100% vibes. She is 100% going to be a backup for Caitlin. It's going to be fantastic. Backup for Kelsey. Like, she is a great addition to this backcourt. She has senior leadership. She has championship experience.
The Aces have had their stacked years. The super team era wasn't an issue when Vegas was running through the league. But now that the Fever are reloading, suddenly it's a problem. Aya Wilson has earned everything she's gotten. The respect, the accolades, the shoe deal, all of it is deserved. But that doesn't mean Fever fans have to ignore the silence when Caitlin Clark was being ripped apart. If the Aces want to stay dominant, they'll have to do what every other franchise does: adjust, draft well, and make smart moves. Crying about the Fever taking players won't fix anything.
I want the Asia Wilson. Who? Why? Yeah, she's some WNBA player. Who? No, she's one of the all-time greatest players ever. Why?
This year, it's Caitlin Clark. She's taken the WNBA by storm, and her Indiana Fever squad is looking stronger with each game. While rookies usually struggle, Caitlin's impact is undeniable, dropping dimes, draining deep threes, and making her teammates better. The Fever are building something special, and Clark is at the center of it all. Meanwhile, Aya Wilson is busy celebrating her signature shoe, a huge moment for her and the league. But while Aya soaks in the spotlight, Caitlin is in the gym, locked in on one goal: bringing a championship to Indiana. She's not here for the glitz and glam. She's here to win. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.